All right, well, today it's Chico. It's a little cloudy, feels a little warm, but you know what? It's a beautiful night. It's the second night here at Summer Nationals, SCCT night. Tonight's the night that Tyler Wolf Memorial. Tonight's the night that matters. Forecast is looking good. So, Tanner, give us a little debrief of how last night went for you.
As far from good as it goes, I guess. We weren't very good. So we qualified third in our group out of 15 or 16, and just a little too tight. And as the night went on, track got a little bit better. We did not. We stayed on the tight side and kept dropping the anchor.
I did notice that you didn't make the feature. How did that feel?
Didn't feel good, that's for sure.
I have been in that boat many times this year, and it does not feel good indeed. No. But talking to the person who did make the feature this weekend, Momo.
Yeah, we qualified pretty good. Seems like we couldn't blame it on the motor. Tanner couldn't either because he got Big Pescado in. But, qualified second. Then went out for the heat race, got rolled by my buddy Kaleb here. He rolled all of us and ended up with the win there, and a little too tight. So went out for the feature, trying to make some few adjustments. Did a 4-bar change through the setup book at it, and didn't really work out in our favor. So we'll get back at it tonight. Tonight's the only race that really matters out of this weekend. So,
before we started this, I was thinking about who was the biggest breakout of the night. Like what happened, and it completely went over my head. But Justin Sanders, dude, qualifying like P15 in his group, that's impressive. Like that takes some talent, to do that, and then to come back like he did. Seemed like he got a little fire under himself, under the seat before the heat race, and pulled himself out of it. Do you have any comments on that?
Seems like the 18T out-qualified him, which was really hard to believe, actually. He usually goes quick time in that car, but guess was not one of those nights. But he did roll the 18T there in that heat race and made his way to the future, and I believe started 16th and went up to, 4th or something?
I got a question.
I think, actually, before you have a question, because you're not that important here, you get your YouTube channel, we get ours. So I ask the questions here. But pretty much the roles reversed because, Tanner, you started up in the front of your heat race and ended up in the back, and not making the feature, of course. But Justin Sanders started in the back and ended up in the front. So What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, just what I said earlier, not very good. But my question I had for you was, what happened? You started up front in the A. I don't know. I thought I saw a car pull off maybe towards the end of the race. I thought it was you. Maybe I'm mistaken who it was. But
I think I know what happened. I think he came off a 4 a little too high and did a 360 and kept her going. After that, I think he was just a little frustrated with his nightly performance and decided to pull off.
Yeah, I figured the rankings would shine a little bit lighter upon me if I pulled off and said something like a right rear shock. Like it was just bleeding too much or something, So I figured we'd just pull a page out of the excuse book and kind of roll with that. But, pretty much like Felipe, Speaking of Felipe, he's coming here tonight. That'll be good. There's going to be a little bit more competition tonight. It's going to be a little bit more stout SCCT night. Looking forward to it, Honestly, it's going to be a great night. Sky's blue.
Not really.
Not really. It's a little gray, but, screw it. The track's brown. It's round. It's wet.
Not as
it's
wet
Chico.
tonight, I don't think tonight's as wet. I'm looking at the surface. It looks a little bit better. Maybe, slicking off a little bit quicker. Get a little bit of a bigger curb. I'm not a big curb guy, but, if we get a wider surface, that'd be fun.
Sounds like you're preying on the water truck's downfall because, as the SDS, speaking of the SDS water truck, he's going to water the pits for the 100th time, but, the track, no, it doesn't need it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Ah, well, I think that, actually, before we end this session out, let that roll on by. How's it going? Before we end this out, big shout out to Ryan Timmons bringing out his Wing Chico debut last night. Thoroughly impressive. He did end up beating Joey Ancona.
This guy's in hot laps, I think, too. Out of 60 cars, but it was hot laps.
Someone has to go quickest in hot laps at the end of the day, and it just seems like Timmons was that guy indeed. So, I mean, hats off to him. Non-wing crews putting work in this weekend, and hopefully it all comes out and we all roll our cars in the trailer tonight. Good luck to you guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing you next week. Anything else you'd like to say?
I think that caps it all off.
See you in the redraw tonight.
Yeah, we'll see you.